Hey, everybody. So good to see you today. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys, if you're here in the States, had a great long weekend. So happy to have you guys here. So today, I wanted to talk about something that we had a great discussion in our Growth Academy about emails and how to reach more people through email, what to say, all sorts of things, right? It was a whole big, really good conversation, but it really also got me thinking about what do you do if you have an old email list? I'm talking like old, not just from a couple weeks ago, a couple of months ago. I'm talking 6 months or more. What do you do if you have a bunch of these email lists that you have collected, but you're not sure what to do with them? Like, are they even worth anything anymore? Can you do anything with them? Well, actually, you can. And I've got some ideas for you on that today. So, that is what I'm going to be talking about because so many times with our emails, we work so hard to get those, right? We pay for ads where we provide a download, some sort of a freebie, something that they have to give their email list in order to get, right? So a lot of times we are paying for those email addresses. Other times, maybe it's an email list that you had gotten from a bridal show, a wedding show, some sort of an expo, maybe some sort of a meetup, anything like that, where you might have received the addresses for the attendees that were there. Sometimes you might even get these even if you weren't able to be physically at the show. But usually, there's different ways that you can receive those legally, fairly, right? But again, that has some sort of an investment, a time, and likely, again, a financial investment that it took you in order to get those emails. So, what do you do with them? Because it's a shame to just leave them there, to not use them, to not reach out to these leads, because these could very well be some of your next clients, even if they were from quite a while ago. Okay. So, let's talk about that for a second. Why would you even want to email people from a long time ago? Okay. And let me give you a little bit of a time frame here. I'm talking about 6 months to even 18 months ago. Okay. Well, first of all, let's just say, and let's take a look at what's been happening in that time frame. Okay. So much has happened in the last 18 months. Okay. Even even in 18 months, okay, people who were in the early stages of planning likely put the brakes on planning, when COVID came to town in March of last year, okay? So a lot of the couples that might have recently gotten engaged over the 2019 holiday, or the holiday season, which is the number one engagement season, or perhaps even during Valentine's Day of 2020, they likely, if they were in the early stages like that, probably put the brakes on pretty quick and waited to see what was going to happen with everything with COVID and restrictions and regulations in their area and all those kinds of things, right? So that's the first reason for that time frame. But the second reason has to do with the buy now versus the buy later concept. This is something that we talk about in depth in a lot of our trainings. But just as a quick refresher on that, the buy now couple is one who is ready to buy right now. They know they need to make a decision on this area, whatever it is that you do, they know they need to make a decision right now on who to choose for their wedding, whether it's because of a time factor, perhaps a budget factor. Maybe they're getting some pressure from, their new spouse or their soon to be new spouse, or family members are like, come on, you got to make a decision. We got to do this. We got to get this set, right? Either way, they're at a point where they are ready to make a decision and to choose one, okay? That is a buy now couple. But once again, the research shows that that is only about 3% of your local market, okay? So it's a very, very small percentage of your local market that is a buy now, ready to throw down some money and their deposit and book you right now, okay? They're out there, but they're just hard to find because it's a very small percentage, okay? But the research also shows that up to between 12 and 15% of your local market is interested in what you have to offer. They're engaged. They need what you offer, but they're not at a point yet where they are ready to purchase. Okay. So that's the remainder, that remaining 9 to 12% of the market there. You're just leaving them, hanging out to dry and leaving them to go find another professional if you don't stay in front of them. Okay. Those are buy later couples where they're interested in what you have and they want to book it, but they're not ready to make a decision yet. So that is why it's so important that we as wedding professionals are making sure that we are staying in front of those buy later couples. So that way, when they turn into buy now couples, and we don't know when that is, right? It's their time frame. They have to make the decision. But that way, when they are ready, that we have the resources in place, that we have been reminding them who we are, that we're ready to serve them, that we are the right wedding pro for them. Okay. So those are the reasons why you want to make sure that you are reaching out to these, prospects and these leads, even from 6 to 18 months ago. Okay. Because there could still be gold in them there hills. There could still be potential clients that are interested in booking with you and want what you have, and they just need to be reminded about you. Okay. So now we know why we want to email them. So let's talk real quick about where to find these old emails. Well, the first answer is obvious. Your email list, right? This could be through, depending on whether or not you have a CRM or you just have a typical, Gmail account, anything like that, where people have contacted you before. Just go back and do a search, of past emails that have just kind of fizzled out. People who said that they were interested, maybe they requested more information, maybe they downloaded a guide. It could be a lot of different things, right? But look for people from that 6 to 18 months ago, okay, that have likely not been followed up with in a long time, and reach out to them and compile those together in a list. Hopefully, ideally, you would have them already compiled together, right? In an Excel sheet at the very basic form, or through your CRM, right? You could, much more easily see, when was the last time you had a conversation with them, right? So you're going to want to check those places first, but you could also apply this method, in some forms with text messages, social media messages, Facebook, Instagram, those kinds of things. But I do want to remind you, email will always be king because you own it. That is a big topic. I'm going to talk about it another time because that's a whole other topic of why it is so important to have an email list. And nobody likes it. It's not sexy enough. I get it, but it is so important to have an email list in place, not just social media. Okay. Not just a social media presence, but like I said, that's another conversation, another topic for another day. Okay. So let's talk about how we can reinvigorate this old email list. Okay. The first thing that you can do is just send a simple, short email asking them if they still need help with your service area for their wedding. Okay. That's all that it is. Short, simple, because all we're trying to do is, one, remind them of who you are, and two, to find out where they're at. Okay. So as an example, here's what you could send. You could say, subject line would be, are you still looking for, let's say, a wedding planner? Okay. Are you still looking for a wedding planner, Lisa? It's always best to put their name in it, or maybe put it at the front there, because everybody loves the sound of their own name, right? And it does catch people's attention much more easily. So that would be the subject line, something along those lines. Are you still looking for a wedding planner? And then the subject of the email, you could just say something like, hey, Lisa, I was just thinking about you the other day and wondering if you'd already found a wedding planner for your wedding. If not, I would love to have a conversation with you. As a quick reminder, give them a super short synopsis of who you are, who you serve, the types of clients, right? Because you've done the work to make sure that you are super clear on who you like to work with, and letting them know what you can do for them, what emotional need you are solving for them. And just say, if this is something you're still looking for, I would love to have a conversation with you. Are you available tomorrow at 4 p.m. or so, or perhaps tomorrow evening? Let me know and I'd be happy to send you information. That's it. Super short, super simple. Make sure that you have in your signature, your email address, your contact information, maybe your social channels, just so that way, they can, if they're still in that kind of buy later area, they can kind of get to know you on social media and all those kinds of things, right? But this is the most basic way to reinvigorate an email list, okay? Because what you're going to be doing is looking for a very specific response. One of three responses that we always say you need to look for with email, okay? You need to wait for them you want to hear from them whether one, for them to say, no, we've already picked someone and we're all set. Two, no, please take me off your list. Or three, yes, let's talk, right? Until then, we don't write them off. Because if we write them off, we are, one, not only losing out on the opportunity to serve them as a potential client, but also they're losing out on the opportunity to find the perfect wedding pro for them. Okay. So this is a two-way street, and it's a loss for both of you if you are not doing your due diligence as a business owner to reach out to them and to stay in touch with them. Okay. So you could also do this. So you send that email, that short email, just kind of see where you're trying to gauge where they're at, what's going on, do they need help, and wait for one of those three responses. Okay. And if you have their phone number or permission to text them, you could also send a much shortened version of this, via text 1 or 2 days later. Okay. So you could send the email and then send the text, a day or two later, just to kind of prompt, kind of see how it's going. And this, again, if you haven't gotten a response yet. Okay. Now, if you don't get an answer from them, okay, don't stop there. Because like I said, we don't know at what point they're going to tip over from a buy later to a buy now couple, okay? So once again, it is our job to do our due diligence and to be professionally persistent, right? Not annoying, not spammy, but providing them with good quality information that is going to help them make a better decision about what kind of wedding pro that they should choose for their wedding. And obviously, we want to provide them with information that makes them want to get in touch with us, right? So don't stop there. If you don't get an answer from them, if you send them this reinvigoration email, send them that text. If you still don't get an answer, keep going. Give them a couple of days. But if you still don't hear anything, then start up with a follow-up campaign with them, okay? And this is where you're going to follow the give, ask formula, okay? And the reason, again, for this is so that they can get to know you, like you, trust you, but you are providing them with twice as much helpful, useful information to help them make a decision on your service area for their wedding. Okay, so whether you're a photographer, a venue, a DJ, whatever it is, that you are providing them with valuable information that is going to help them make a decision and choose the right person, and then to get them closer to a buying decision. And that's why we have to make sure we also have an ask in there. So you give two helpful information where you're not asking for them to buy anything from you. Don't ask them to go to your packages and pricing page or book a call. It's just helpful, useful information to make a choice on your service area. But then make sure you're also including, after those two gives, an ask where you are asking them to take an action with you. Hey, let's have a quick conversation. Here's the information in, the packages that I offer. Here are some testimonials, here, let me know if you're interested in learning more about how I could do this for your wedding, right? That's where you have to make sure you are providing twice as much information before you ask for something, because then that's what helps to build the trust. So that way they don't feel like you are only interested in making a sale. They truly believe that you are willing to serve, that you are someone who cares about them and wants to work with them and make their wedding day the best it can possibly be, right? Okay. So that is the plan. That is how to reinvigorate an old, seemingly dead and tired email list. Send out that quick email, just kind of see where they're at, wait for a response for them to say either, no, we've already picked somebody and we're all set. 2, no, thank you, please take me off your list. Or 3, yes, I am interested, I'm still looking, let's have a conversation, okay? And until you get one of those 3 responses, keep going with your emails. Keep being professionally persistent and make sure that you stay in front of them so that they know that when they are ready to make that decision, when they're ready to become a buy now couple and to put down their deposit and to book for their wedding, that you are here. They know that you are the right wedding professional for them and they're ready to give you a call and book. Okay. So that is my suggestion for you today. I really challenge you guys to go ahead and give this a try. And if you do, let me know how it goes. I would love to hear the responses that you guys get. I can't tell you, anytime we issue this challenge to this group or to our members or anything like that, we do have, I mean, like the responses that people will say, they say, yeah, actually, I booked a couple off of it just from sending off that email. People have booked multiple couples off of that, maybe not immediately, but from either a follow-up campaign or a couple of days later. You never know. We don't know at what point they're going to turn into a buy now couple. So we have to stay in front of them. And you never know. You might just hit them at just the right time when they're like, you know what? Yes, I have to make a decision. We gave you that example recently about Antonio from our Growth Academy, who had that experience. He was on email 12, I think it was, over the course of like 20 weeks or something like that. It was a long time, but they were finally ready to make a decision. And because he had invested so much time with them with his follow-up series that he had gotten, with the Book More Brides system and, got that in place, but he had customized them and made them right for his unique couples. When they were ready to purchase and to put down their deposit, they knew he was the right one for them. So they called him and he got the job. Okay. So I just want to encourage you guys to give this a try today. Challenge you to try it out. Oh, I don't know what that is. Hold on just a second. Oh my. I don't know what's happening. Okay, anyways, that was a nice little unexpected thing from Alexa there. But anyways, give that a try. Let me know how it goes for you guys. And if you guys need any help finding, maybe getting a series of email templates and everything, do reach out to us. We do have these available. We have them in our Growth Academy already. So if you are a Growth Academy member, you need help getting pointed to where those resources are at. Or we do have these available for our Book More Brides follow-up system. If any of those are of interest to you, reach out to us, hello@bookmorebrides.com, or you can always leave a comment below as well. We would be happy to help you out with that, okay? So thank you guys so much. Have a great day, and we will talk to you soon, okay? Thanks so much. Bye.